Hey folks, welcome to another day, another unboxing. I have the Oppo Find N here. Yeah, it's happened, it's landed. It was here yesterday and I was waiting for some light to show it to you. So as you can see, it hasn't even been opened yet. Yeah, look at that. There it is. So I'm not sure what version they sent me, but we'll find out. I don't know what the color is. I don't know what the storage options are. Here we go, guys. Oh yeah. You can only do this once, and it's always such a pleasure, isn't it? And there we go. All right, so let's open this up. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, look at that presentation. It lifts the back of the case up. Watch. Look at that. Ooh, and then there's a drawer that opens in the front. Look at that. Whoa. How cool is that? Look at the front here. Yeah. All right. So there it is, the phone. Gonna have to look at that in a second. There's a divider here. Plastic, nice. And this might have some stuff in it. No, doesn't look like it. It's just a divider. Okay, so we have a charger in here. Let's find out what the details are on this. The phone supports 33 watt fast charging, so I presume this is a 33 watt fast charger. And yeah, so there's that. And then we have, ooh, some documentation here, of course. So, quick start guide, we're going to take a look at that. Warranty and product information card, don't care. Ooh. SIM removal tool and Oppo Find N, something in Chinese that I can't read, but what's this here? It looks like a credit card. Ooh, I guess it's some sort of maybe concierge service? I don't know. Either way, we're interested in the quick start guide. So let's have a look at that. So it's all in Chinese. Shows an outline of the phone and where all the controls are. I'll walk you through all of that. Let's see if it's any other languages here. Nope. So there you go, folks. One side and the other side. All right. There's another little thing here. A cable maybe? Yep. So we've got USB A to C here, right? A to C, standard stuff. So I presume you have to use this cable with this charger to get the 33 watt charging. That's generally how it goes. All right, so I think that's it for the box, right? I don't think there's anything in the front here. Yeah, look at that. This is basically just the hinge mechanism that's so fancy. All right, you all want to see what the phone is like, right? So let's take a look at that. Here we go, Oppo. All right, in the back, shows you everything else. Wireless charging coil, you get 3 cameras. Not sure what this says, but shows you where the SIM card goes. All right, let's see if we can take this out. You can slide it out. Yes. Slide it out like that. There it is, folks. And it folds in half. This is the front. This is the back. It's matte glass. And there's a triple camera system with an LED flash. And a hinge here that says designed for Find. Right there, designed for Find. Oh, this is really nice. All right, well, let's turn it on and see what happens. Android. So this is an unboxing. I'm not going to set it up and do a review right now. I want to take my time and use this phone for a bit, but let's see if the front display lights up when it's booting. I don't know if it will. There's Oppo. Ooh, look at that. Fancy. Yeah, here we are. Okay, so if I fold it now, ah, the front display wakes up. There we go. Look at that. So this is what the front display looks like. let me walk you through some specs. Okay, so we have a 5.49 inch display in the front. It's 1920 by 988 pixels, kind of unusual. It's 60 Hertz AMOLED, so that's not unexpected, right? I mean, this is a little wider and less tall than the Galaxy Z Fold 3 from Samsung. I don't have a Z Fold 3 to show you side by side, but you know, you get the idea. So interesting resolution, 60 Hertz AMOLED, and then it has a front-facing camera embedded in here. It's a 32 megapixel f/2.4 with 0.8 micron pixels right there. And it's the same camera inside as well. So let's look inside. I'll talk about the inside display. So you see there's a hole punch up here. Also 32 megapixel f/2.4 with 0.8 micron pixels. Now this screen is 7.1 inches across. It's almost square, 8.4:9 aspect ratio. The front screen here is actually 2:1 aspect ratio, which is 18:9, right? Exactly 2:1. But this is 7.1 inches at 8.4:9 aspect ratio, almost square. The resolution is also weird, 1792 by 1920. So 1792 by 1920. It's a 120 Hertz display. It's AMOLED. Yeah, looks gorgeous, of course. And as Oppo promised, you don't see much of a crease because the way they fold this is in a teardrop. So as you can see down here, if you look really carefully where my hand is, my finger right there, you can see that it kind of teardrops in as it folds, right? So very clever design. All right, so let's go language. Let's see, do we have English here? Hopefully we do. English. All right, so now I've got this in English. Good. A little easier for me. Okay, so I love that whatever's happening on the big display, since it's not sure whether you're going to shut the phone and put it in your pocket, it gives you the option to resume in the front by having this little animation. Very clever. Let me walk you through the edges, right? So actually, I'm going to open it up for that. It'll be a lot easier. So let's start with the right hand side. So we have a power lock key here with an embedded capacitive fingerprint sensor, some antenna bands because this is a metal frame phone. At the bottom here we have what looks like a speaker, USB Type-C, microphone, and then we have the SIM tray, no micro SD on this phone, and another speaker. So stereo speakers, cool. On the right hand side here we have the volume rocker. So very typical of Oppo and BBK group phones, this layout. And on top here, we see there is a secondary microphone right there, or really nothing else. And then there's the hinge. Now, if you fold it, you know, you get, of course, the volume rocker next to the power button, capacitive fingerprint sensor. On the bottom, you get the two speakers on top of each other, USB Type-C, microphone, and SIM tray. And on the top, you get nothing but the secondary mic. And of course, you get that hinge when it's shut. So that gives you the layout. Under the hood here, let's talk about the specs. There's a Snapdragon 888, right? So it's not the latest chip, but it's a pretty solid option. 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage, or 12 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage are the options. So in terms of specs, this is a premium flagship, you know, UFS 3.1, DDR5 memory. Now the battery in here is 4,500 milliamp hours. Let me actually put the phone on its back so you can look at it. Display side and this frosted glass Victus finish, and it's like the Oppo Find X3 Pro. The glass kind of rises up into the camera bump, which is also glass, right? So it's really, really nicely done. So it's charged at 33 watt, right? And of course, there is wireless charging, 15 watt and 10 watt reverse wireless charging, which is really cool to have. I'm happy about that since I use it a lot. All right, let's talk about those rear cameras because you probably want to know, right? So this is a flagship, so it's going to have some flagship cameras. So the main sensor is very exciting to me because it's the same sensor found on the Oppo Find X3 Pro. It's a 50 megapixel Sony IMX766 f/1.8, 1 micron pixels, and OIS. So that means that pixel bins 4:1 to 12.5 megapixels with 2 micron pixels. Really good low light performance, OIS of course. Phase detect autofocus, so that's a good news. That's a good solid camera. You can see LED flash at the third microphone there as well. Then there is a 16 megapixel ultra wide f/2.2 with 1 micron pixels. Again, you know, that should be pretty solid. Low light will be a little less than the Find X3 Pro, since the Find X3 Pro also has a 50 megapixel Sony IMX766 as its ultra wide sensor, right? But this has a telephoto too, and it's not that exciting. It's a 13 megapixel f/2.4, only 2x, very much like the Find X3 Pro, with 1 micron pixels, but it doesn't have OIS, unlike the telephoto on the Find X3 Pro. Now, you know, any phone that has a 50 megapixel or bigger sensor as their main sensor, I don't think should have a telephoto that's less than 3x, because you don't really need it. Up 2x on 50 megapixel sensors is enough data to get a good photo. So I'm not sure what they did there. It's just kind of a token telephoto, I guess, but better than like a sticker cam 2 megapixel macro or whatever, right? So I'm pretty happy about that. Now, the other thing I'm not sure about is that if the ultra wide has autofocus to do macro photography, I'll have to find that out and let you know. But look at this phone. Isn't this a super cool form factor? It's small in hand, pretty narrow, right? Here's my Pixel 6 in comparison. So there you go. You can have a look at that. Much smaller, right? Now, the other thing that's cool about it is that it's about the same footprint as an iPhone 13 mini. So you can reach almost all 4 corners on the front screen. And then of course you get all that extra space when you open it up. So I think this is freaking exciting, folks. I'm super stoked about this phone. This is, you know, I'm a bigger fan of the Z Flip 3 than I am of the Z Fold 3. And so what's cool about this is it's kind of like splits the middle, right? You can still use this one-handed. It's pretty reasonably sized. It's convenient. It has a full-on display in the front, and then you get a little more real estate when you open it up. So I'm excited. I think they've done a good job here. And obviously, I'm going to play with it, let you know what I think. So please, folks, like, subscribe, tell your friends, click the little notification bell below so you know when I do the next videos, and tell me in the comments, is this the folding phone for you? Now, this is not coming to North America as far as we know right now. If it does, it'll be a OnePlus phone of some kind, a variation on this, but it is China only right now. Maybe it'll be coming to Europe and other parts of Asia, not sure. But I'd still love to know if you wanted to import this phone, for example, if you would do that, right? So tell me in the comments below. And remember, this is a compliment to my podcast at mobiletechpodcast.com. So please subscribe to the podcast. We're on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Spotify, everywhere good podcasts can be found. And there is a video version of the podcast available through my Patreon and also a Discord server you can join. So consider that. Patreon.com/TNKGRL. That's patreon.com/tankgirl. See you there, or B square, and I'll see you soon with another video. Cheers, everybody.